Hi everyone, this is Binish Azad welcoming you to my channel Learn to Teach. In the previous videos, I had discussed about photosynthesis and respiration in detail. And so today, I would like to end that chapter by discussing with you all certain multiple choice questions. So if at all you haven't watched my videos on this chapter, please do watch it now. The link has been given in the description box. So now, let us begin with the first question. Based on the mode of nutrition, green plants are called dash. I know you all must have guessed the answer, but still, let us have a look at the options. Option A, autotrophs. Option B, heterotrophs. Now, since we all know that the plants, they are capable enough to prepare their own food, and that's the reason they are known as autotrophs. Because auto means self and trophs means nourishment. So the plants, they self-nourish themselves. They are known as producers in a food chain. And the mode of nutrition which the green plants follow, that is known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Whereas the animals, they are known as heterotrophs because we depend on other living organisms for our food and survival. Let us now have a look at the second question. During photosynthesis, plants first form dash carbohydrates. Now let us have a look at the options over here. Option A, complex insoluble carbohydrates, or else option B, simple soluble carbohydrates. So now, what do you think? What should be the correct answer over here? Here the correct answer is option B, that is simple soluble carbohydrates. Now, during the preparation of food, you all know that plants, they take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and absorb water from the soil. And the chlorophyll pigment, which is present inside the leaves, they trap the sun's energy and convert carbon dioxide and water into simple sugars. That is nothing but our glucose. Now, why glucose is known as simple soluble? The reason is that glucose is just a small 6-carbon molecule which gets readily dissolved in water because it has a number of polar hydroxyl groups. Whereas the complex insoluble carbohydrates are nothing but the starch which is formed at a later stage in the plants. Okay. Now let us have a look at the next question. For preparing food, the plants require dash from the air. And the options are option A, carbon dioxide, option B, oxygen. Now, if at all you have learned the concept of photosynthesis very well, you all will be able to answer this question. Now, since we all know that the basic requirements of the plants for the preparation of food are nothing but water from the soil, chlorophyll contained in the leaf, energy from the sunlight, and carbon dioxide from the air. Yes, and the correct answer over here is option A, carbon dioxide. Whereas oxygen, it is required by the plants only and only in the process of respiration. Now let us move on to the next question. Question number 4. Photosynthesis occurs in the dash cells of the leaf. Here the options are option A, spongy mesophyll, option B, palisade mesophyll. So here the correct answer is option B, that is palisade mesophyll. Now, since you all know that the entire process of photosynthesis, it occurs inside the chloroplast of the leaf. And where are these chloroplasts exactly present? Now, if at all you have watched my video of site for photosynthesis, you will be able to understand this. The chloroplast, it is all present in the palisade mesophyll cells of the leaf. And hence the entire process of photosynthesis, it occurs in the palisade mesophyll cells of the leaf. Let us move on to the next question. Choose the correct equation which represents photosynthesis. The options are option A, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water leads to the production of C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen. Option B, glucose plus 6 molecules of oxygen leads to the production of 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water plus ATP. I hope it's easy to guess. The correct answer over here is option A. Now, since photosynthesis is nothing but a process of food preparation by the plants for their own self, here in the first option, we can clearly see the food glucose being prepared by the combination of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight trapped by the chlorophyll pigments. Whereas the second equation, it denotes the process of respiration, which involves the breakdown of glucose to release energy. Now let us move on to the next question. Question number 6. Dash are the tiny openings present on the epidermis layer of leaves. Here the options are option A, stomata, option B, guard cells. So what do you think? What should be the correct answer over here? Here the correct answer is nothing but option A, stomata. So stomata are the tiny openings found mainly on the lower epidermis layer of the leaves. One single opening, it is known as stoma. And what are these pores useful for? These pores, they play an important role in the gaseous exchange during the process of photosynthesis, respiration, and of course, transpiration. So during photosynthesis, as we know, that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere has to enter the plant. How does it enter? It enters the plant via these pores only. And the oxygen which is produced as a byproduct, it exits the plant via stomata. But who regulates the opening and closing of the stomata? Nothing but the guard cells. So guard cells are the cells which are surrounding each stoma, and they regulate the opening and closing of the stomata during the entry and exit of carbon dioxide, water, and oxygen molecules. Now let's have a look at the next question. In low light, the guard cells lose water and become dash, causing the stomata to dash. Let's see the options over here. Option A, turgid, open. Option B, flaccid, close. Now to answer this question, you have to know the relationship between the guard cells and the stomata. So during the daytime, what exactly happens? When a plant is receiving maximum sunlight, photosynthesis keeps on taking place. And so the guard cells which are surrounding each stoma, they become turgid, that is swollen with water. And hence the stoma remains open. But during the night time or when there is low light conditions, photosynthesis hardly occurs. And the guard cells over here, they lose water and becomes flaccid. That is, the guard cells shrink, becomes less rigid, and thus closes the stomata and stops the gaseous exchange. So here the correct answer is option B. That is, in low light, the guard cells lose water and become flaccid, causing the stomata to close. Let's have a look at the next question. Dash is the site of gaseous exchange for photosynthesis and respiration. And the options are option A, palisade mesophyll, option B, spongy mesophyll. Now you know very well that the gases carbon dioxide and oxygen enters and exit the plant via stomata. But the exact location or the exact site where the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen is taking place is none other than the spongy mesophyll. Why spongy mesophyll? Because this layer, it consists of loosely arranged cells of irregular shapes having large intercellular spaces present. And so the diffusion of carbon dioxide and oxygen in and out of the leaf cells, it becomes very easy because of presence of the large intercellular spaces among these spongy mesophyll cells. And hence the correct answer over here is option B. Spongy mesophyll is the site of gaseous exchange for photosynthesis and respiration. Let's have a look at question number 9. Dash helps in the translocation of prepared food to other parts of the plant. The options are option A, phloem, option B, xylem. Now, since we have learned that all the plants, they have a transport system known as the vascular system. And the vascular system, they are made up of two types of tissues called the xylem and phloem. And what are the roles of xylem and phloem? Xylem, it helps in the transport of water and minerals upwards from the roots to the leaves. Whereas the phloem, it transports glucose made in the leaves to other parts of the plant. And so here the correct answer is option A, phloem. It helps in the translocation of prepared food to other parts of the plant. Let's have a look at question number 10. Factors affecting photosynthesis are dash. And the options are option A, oxygen, light, and suitable temperature up to 35 degrees Celsius. Option B, carbon dioxide, light, and suitable temperature up to 40 degrees Celsius. Now, while explaining you the concept of photosynthesis, I haven't mentioned the factors affecting it. So there are many factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis reaction, but the three major, the most important factors are carbon dioxide, sunlight, and suitable temperature that should not exceed 40 degrees Celsius. So here the correct answer is option B. That is, the three major factors that affect photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, light, and suitable temperature up to 40 degrees Celsius. All these three factors are interdependent on each other, and the limitation of even one factor slows down the rate of photosynthesis reaction. Like, for example, carbon dioxide. If carbon dioxide levels are not proper, though there is a suitable temperature, though there is enough of sunlight present, then too the rate of photosynthesis will get affected. Similarly, if the temperature is low, there will be less photosynthesis even if sufficient amount of carbon dioxide and sunlight are present. And if the sunlight is too much beyond a certain limit, that will adversely affect the rate of photosynthesis because too much of light destroys the chlorophyll pigment. Let us move on to the last question of this video. Several molecules of glucose join together to form dash for temporary storage in the leaf. And the options are option A, insoluble starch, option B, soluble sucrose. Any guesses over here? Okay, so when the food glucose, it is manufactured in the leaves, it is either immediately utilized by the cells of the plant, or else it is stored in the form of insoluble starch. Yes. So here the correct answer is option A. That is, the several molecules of glucose, they join together to form insoluble starch for temporary storage in the leaf. But at night, when the process of photosynthesis does not take place, this insoluble starch, it is reconverted back into soluble sugar. And this time the sugar is in the form of sucrose, and it is transported in solution form through the veins of the leaf, that is through the phloem vessels, in different directions in each and every part of the plant. And as it reaches to the different parts of the plant, this sugar, it is utilized completely to produce energy for various functions in the plant, or else it is again converted into starch for the temporary storage. That's it for today. Hope these few multiple choice questions will help you in revising the concept of photosynthesis. I'm soon going to post video on multiple choice questions of respiration. Till then, do like and comment on this video, share it with all, and please do support me by subscribing to my channel, Learn to Teach.